Hello everybody, I am Jeff Opens Cards, here to break down some numbers for you through the first 24 hours of the great burning on Splinterlands. And would you believe that top of the leaderboard right now is profitable? Yes, that's right, Peak Monsters number one on the leaderboard with 60,210,000 points, which was 20,070,000 DEC. No DECB, which a lot of leaderboard spent DECB. 20 million DEC. They're currently in line to make a profit from that massive burning. Before I show you my spreadsheets, just show you the current leaderboards here. Again, this is being recorded like 2 hours after the end of day one, but I have not refreshed this since like a minute or two after the 24-hour mark. So this is basically everything burned with the 3x multiplier. And my spreadsheet will be all based on points being 3 times that of the DEC and DECB burned. Day 2, which is now started, is a 2.93 multiplier, I believe. We'll go down every day until it's over. Day 30 will be a 1x multiplier, or no multiplier, I guess you could say as well. So right now, top 10 cutoff is just under 24 million points, or 8 million DEC burned. But that, again, that will go higher the longer you wait to do it. The next cutoff would be 60th place for an epic title, 3,780,183 points. And then the bottom leaderboard to get a rare title, 1,056,000. Now, right now, with expected value and everything, just spoiler alert right away here for what I'm about to show you in detail. Currently, only first place in the leaderboard is expected to profit. But that is while putting no value on the guild points you get, which a lot of people are going to want or use with or without this event. So I feel like it's good to look at everything you get from this Leaderboard Prizes and Raffle Prizes as bonuses. But I will still break it all down for you here so you guys can see it all in full detail in all of its mathematical glory here. That's beautiful, beautiful. So up top here, these are the Raffle Prizes. The value for each, I took whatever was the lowest, well, not for Rooney. For everything else, the lowest between the non-card market and Hive Engine. So Untamed packs, for instance, the lowest ask price on Hive Engine was $18.68 equivalent. The non-card market was $20.88. So I'm with the $18.68, which is lower of the two, for example. And Rooney right now, I took the second cheapest at OpenSea just because I know there's been like weird things where sometimes the cheapest one isn't actually available. But I think around, I think even second cheap was like $6.90, but give or take, $15 to $25, it's about $700. And plus the fact is, some of those Roonies that are given away that Splinterlands has for this, they're probably not all floor value Roonies. Rooney, I believe, is still a plural. Sorry, my apologies. I don't know if they have any gold foils or anything, but I'm sure they got some pretty rare traits on some of those Roonies. So, floor value is probably a low ball, if anything. The average value of the Rooney they're giving away is probably not a floor value Rooney, but I digress. So the total that I came up with for the raffle prizes is about $76,500 of value. And just to explain this over here, these over here, if you take the total DEC burned, DEC and DECB, I've treated them all equal for everything on here. I don't have like separate calculations for both, just FYI. If you take that and divide by the quantity of each prize given away, this is how many DEC you would have to have burned on day one to be expected to get one of that item. So basically for every 2,100,784 DEC burned, one land plot is given away. Doesn't mean if you burn that much, you're guaranteed a land plot, but, law of large numbers and stuff, the larger your number, divide that out, the more likely is you're going to get closer to that. So, for instance here, the 20 million DEC burned by first place, if we just take that and divide it by that one, currently first place, that 20 million DEC burned, 60 million points, they would expect to get 9.5 land plots. I was not going to get half a land plot, but odds are they would get 9 or 10 or very close to that. The odds of the further you stray from 9 and 10, the less likely the outcome, basically. But again, no guarantees, but just averages, expected values, all that good stuff. And then this would be the dollar value of that DEC to get that. So you would have to burn almost over $14,000 worth of DEC to, on average, get one $700 Rooney, if it's a floor Rooney. But So that might sound not good, but there are also leaderboard prizes, which also helps if you end up on the leaderboard at least. So these are all leaderboard prizes. There's a track going to first, 230 land plots going to second through 10th cumulatively. Top 10 all get a legendary title. 11th through 60th get an epic title, which is 3 positions. And then the next 140, 61st through 200th get a rare title. Could argue if you should take the cheapest of title and totems. Like right now, the cheapest, well, actually the cheapest epic totem is higher. The cheapest rare totem, I think it was close to that. Cheapest legendary title is like 1800. But I just went with the actual titles because that's what they actually are. But they're generally pretty close in value. The legendary title versus legendary totem. There are more of the totems than the titles, I think, overall right now. So there's better liquidity on the totems. So those might give you like a more realistic value. But I just went with the actual title values for this. So the total value of the leaderboard prizes is $101,000, and the grand total of the prize pool is $177,751 per my calculations, as seen here with full transparency. The total DEC burned through day one, through the first 24 hours, 420 million DEC and DCB combined, and change. Current DEC price as of this recording, 0.0003486, or 84.86 cents per thousand, however you want to phrase it, which means the total dollar value of the burned DEC and DCB burned so far, $356,000, which is almost exactly double the prize pool, actually. So take that, divide by that. Yeah, it's 2.01x. So we've burned just over twice as much value of DEC as what the prize pool is. So maybe you're still asking, like, well, how is this a good thing then? Why should I participate? Like I said, you still get guild points. If you're not in a guild, then this might not be the best event for you. But if you're a gambler or you like 50-50 raffles, that's essentially what it is at the current stage. I'm guessing we'll see quickly diminishing burning hereafter. It's very hard to say, but it's possible day 2 through 30, we burn less DEC than we did in day 1. It's possible. But the fact that it only ticks down a little bit each day, like day 1 was 3x multiplier, now it's 2.93x. It's not a huge difference. So those jockeying for position on the leaderboard, especially in the first position, maybe they'll each burn millions of DEC a day for several days until, all but one give up essentially. But time will tell on that. But anyways, you can see here, prize value, this is just the leaderboard. So for first place, this is the value of the land tract plus the legendary title. That's how many points needed based on the current position on the leaderboard. That's how much DEC they needed to get those points. And that is the dollar value of said DEC. This is their raffle expected value, which is no guarantee. It could be way higher or way lower, especially, it's going to be pretty Rooney dependent. If odds say you should get a Rooney and you don't, $700 is, a decent chunk of change difference. But for this, I took the DEC needed for their position on the leaderboard. I divided that by the total DEC burned to basically get the percentage of the DEC burn that they contributed to. I took that percentage and multiplied it to the dollar value of the raffle prize pool. So for instance, if you were 10% of the total DEC burned, then your expected value would be 10% of this, which would be $7,649. So the raffle EV here is about 5%. If I just undo this, take off that multiplier. So yeah, 4.77% basically of the total burn so far for first place leaderboard. So one person, Peak Monsters, I guess not one person technically, has burned almost 5% of the total burn for the event. So if you then take the raffle expected value, which again, no guarantee there, and the prize value from the leaderboard position, you get the total value won. That minus the DEC value gives them the expected profit. And here I just put the percent profit for fun. So you can see the only spot that's actually profitable is first place. They have an expected profit based on percentage of the prize pool that they should get for raffle, a profit of $1,422 or 8.35%, which not too shabby. See here, everything else is a loss. Second place would be expected to lose 24% or $3,900. Third place about the same, as they're pretty equal in DC burn at this point and the same prizes. Fourth place, 33% loss, $4,200, and so on and so forth. If you're looking for the epic title, the DEC need on there is for 60th position right now. So if you're in 11th place, you're much more in the red than this. But regardless, all of these on the leaderboard, again, 60th will be better than 11th since they will get the same other than the raffles. But a good chunk of leaderboard will lose less than 0.5%, less half their value, which makes sense because we are half of the amount burned is the prize pool essentially. So on average, everyone is currently in line to lose half of their value, but that's while putting no value on the guild points. So like I said, a lot depends if you're in a guild and if there's value in the guild points for you. For me in my guild, I haven't leveled up any buildings. The guild hasn't leveled up any buildings in quite some time. I've been wanting to, and this is a good excuse for me to do so. As you may have seen in the short earlier today that I posted, I burned a decent chunk, and I'm currently 40th place on the leaderboard, as you saw earlier in this video. And with that, I think I have it here. So yeah, I burned enough, plus other guild member contributions that are expected. We'll have enough guild points. I'll have enough guild points that I can ultimately upgrade our hall from 7 to 8, our barracks from level 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, our store from level 4 to level 5, and then 6, and our arena from level 5 up to level 7. However, I go like that. We currently have about 1,200 crowns, so we won't be able to do these upgrades yet. But basically, as soon as I can use our guild points, we'll be able to do all of these building upgrades. And then anything I get leaderboard and raffle prize wise is a bonus. Because these are buildings that I've been wanting us to get leveled up for a while. Just never have bit the bullet as of yet. But this is a great excuse to be able to do so. And if we wanted to actually max out all of our buildings, never mind how much crowns we'd ultimately need, I think I calculated out our guild needed like over 18 million DEC or guild points, or however you want to phrase it, which I wasn't going to come up with that much, but this should give us a pretty nice spot, as we still don't have it where for level 3 barracks is where you can banish an opposing monster, which we have pretty much in every battle and when we're not the home team. So it'll be nice to finally be able to do that. And I believe level 4 gives us, I think, 1 extra mana to use in home battles, I think it is. Or maybe all battles, I'll have to double check. But and then level 5 lets us use gladiator cards up to Silver League level caps. Right now we can only do Bronze level league caps. So will make us more competitive, and the store upgrade will give us a higher percentage earnings of merits, and the hall will let us have more members and a higher max level of other buildings. So it'll be all beneficial for us in the long run. So in conclusion, try not to ramble on too much here. Basically, no one should expect to profit from their burning on the prizing alone. But when you factor the guild points and that outside of this event, those guild points you get would have cost that DEC the same without any chance of these extra prizes, it's a pretty good deal. And it's all for the greater good as well, because we want DEC to get as close to peg as we can. You can see here our actual supply now, let's cut off there, is now under 5 million, under 5 billion at about 4.85 and change there. And when this was announced, you can see here, DEC had dipped below 75 Splintoshis, and now it's at almost 85 Splintoshis. So got a pretty nice rise. Time will tell if it sustains, but land 1.5 is just around the corner as well. And for that, we're going to need a lot of DEC staked to our land to maximize our earnings there as well. Which, not that everyone will utilize their land fully, but in the event that all 150,000 plots had 5 max level cards on them working without factoring runes and stuff that can reduce how much DEC you need staked. But if you have to stake 10,000 per monster, that's 50,000 per plot with 5 monsters at max level. That's 7.5 billion DEC to be staked to have all of the land in the game working at max capacity. And right now the DEC supply is 4.85 billion. So as soon as we need to start staking DEC to stake our card to work our land, we don't need 100% of the land to be maxed out like that. We're gonna utilize a lot of the DEC that's out there. So this event is a nice little precursor to what can be. And honestly, I will be surprised if we don't break and hold at least 90 Splintoshis once Land 1.5 is live. But time will tell, not financial advice. But it's fun to watch all this develop as we go here. And we'll see how things continue to unfold. Hopefully you guys found this valuable. Let me know if you guys participating in the great burning and how much you are burning. If so, you can see here I burned 1,722,334.333 DEC for this event. So I have the amount of points you see there. I have 516 chances to receive prizes. I probably won't receive 516 prizes. That would be quite improbable. Not technically impossible, but essentially impossible. But I'm just hoping that without having to burn any more, I will hold on to top 60 and get myself an epic title. But time will tell. Time will tell. Because right now, I mean, I've got a decent cushion. And now that I've recorded this, I'm going to refresh this and see. Because right now it's 5:28 p.m. It's 3 p.m. local time that each day ends. So let's see how much is burned in the first 2.5 hours of day 2 here, shall we? So we're at 273 and 146. Went up by about 3 million and 1 million. So like I said earlier in the video, it's quite possible that we burn less DEC day 2 through 30 than we did day 1. As in, if these numbers double by the end, that could very well be an extreme best case scenario. But time will tell. I will be surprised if this ends up being much, if any, above 100 million for first place, but we'll see. First place is the big prize, but that land tract of 100 land plots. Second and third get 50 land plots. Yeah, that's going to be the most competitive spot is first place for sure, because that has the biggest earnings. And like I said, as of right now, you actually are expected more value than the dollar value of DEC burn to be in first place so far. So I definitely think first place, the number of points in there will continue to rise a bit further. How much further? Time will tell. But it's going to be a fun event as everyone jockeys for position. And I'm going to try to stop rambling. So thank you for watching. Subscribe and all that good stuff. You have to join my giveaway. Link up there in the iCards is down below in the video description box for details of my giveaway. But yeah, subscribe, rock smash the like button, join my Discord, and I'll see you next time, whenever and wherever that may be.